Hello, this is Jill Hope from I Shine Wealth, and I am so excited to see you today to share 5 keys that boost your confidence to attract high paying clients who love you. Next week, I am doing a really fun mini workshop. I'm so excited about it. It's a 5-day mini workshop. It's going to be live online for 5 days, just 1 hour a day, called Magnetize High Paying Clients. It's totally free. I will drop the link in the description. So make sure you get yourself in there and join me next week, Monday. It starts November 13th. So I wanted to talk about this today because I see so many, especially women, really struggle with their value and with their confidence when it comes to either raising their prices or creating a certain program or package for a client. And there's a lot of second guessing, there's a lot of doubt, there's self judgment around it, and I see a lot of discounting. And what I have realized when I actually speak to these women and we get into more of the behind the scenes details, what's going on for them, it really seems to come down to, for most of these women, a lack of valuing themselves and valuing their gifts and valuing their offerings that they want to put out there into the world. And when you question your value or you see yourself somehow lacking worthiness or lacking the ability to really make a powerful impact in the world, or lacking the ability to attract a high paying client that you'll love and that will love you, we stop ourselves. That lack of our own value and bringing that out into our business, into our programs and products, can literally stop you from attracting clients, having consistent money flow coming into your business, feeling like you are in control of your business. It all can instead make you feel stuck, keep you thinking small, and keep you settling for less than you want in your business. So I want to talk about these 5 keys that I have seen make a big difference for the people that I work with in terms of being able to raise prices, create packages that attract a high paying client, and have consistent money flow. And isn't that what we all want in a business? I mean, when I was in the corporate world, yeah, I had consistent money flow, but I was not working on what lit me up. I mean, the work was okay, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't me really being able to share the gifts that I know I'm here to share. I wasn't working in my purpose. I wasn't necessarily able to surround myself with people that I really want to work with, right? You don't get to pick who you work with necessarily when you're working in a job. And so we gravitate towards starting a business if you're entrepreneurial because you want more freedom. You want freedom of time, freedom of expression, freedom of money, and the freedom to work with and surround yourself with people that you love. And that to have that level of freedom in your business requires a high level of confidence and a high level of self-worth if you want to continue to up level yourself and your business as you move forward. So whether you're just starting out, you definitely need this. Or if you're at a plateau financially where you've gotten to a certain place, but for some reason you cannot get further, like no matter what you try, feels like you're hitting that glass ceiling, this will also help you too. I have a mentor who used to say, new level, new devil, and that is so true. You're only ever going to get so far with any amount of money until you hit that next level where a new breakthrough is required before you can move on. All right, so let's look at these 5 keys to building your confidence to attract high paying clients. So key number 1 is to align your offer with what the client needs to get the result. Align the offer for what the client actually needs to get the result. So this is a huge mistake that I see way too many women make, is that, and I'll give you an example. I was talking to a client, and this was a couple of weeks ago, and she was putting out this new offer and she was super excited about it. And she had a discovery session set up with a potential client. And so she was really excited about having this conversation. And so we were talking about like how much she was going to price it for and what the actual offer would be. And she had already had an initial conversation with them. So she had a sense for what their needs were. And so she came up with this package and it sounded amazing. And through the course of our conversation, the package got smaller and smaller and smaller as we were talking about price. And all of a sudden, she's down to this 3-month package at a price point that she felt comfortable at, right? And I asked her this question, is that within that 3-month package, is that going to solve the problem that you already know this client has? And she just kind of stopped and she's like, no. It's going to give them some momentum, but it's not actually going to get them where they said they wanted to go. And so here is the thing about attracting high paying clients. I'm a high paying client. When I know that there's something I need and I really want to solve a particular problem or get to a particular place, if you can tell me you can help me and you've got some proof that you've been successful helping people with this in the past, the money part of the equation kind of goes out of your mind, because if you're a driven person, you're going to do what you need to do to achieve the goals that you set for yourself, right? So so when she hesitated and was like, yeah, I'm not sure that in 3 months they're really going to be able to solve this, then you have one or two choices. Number one is you promote the problem that you're solving in that shorter time frame, or you need to make a bigger package. And what I see, the mistake I see women make is that because they don't want to put a big price tag on the package that will actually get the result, they make the package smaller. And it doesn't necessarily solve the problem the client wanted to have solved in the first place. And so then you don't get the yes, and the client walks away and they give their money to someone else who can actually solve their problem. So we've got to get away from making our programs smaller because we're afraid to charge abundant prices, right? And really align our offerings and the price point to the true value of the results that the client is looking for and wants to pay you for. Okay. So when you have a package or a program that will solve a client's problem and you know that, your confidence goes up, right? It's so much easier to have that conversation because you know what you can do for a client, right? And so that is going to be conveyed through the sales conversation. So that's the first tip to boost your confidence to attract those high-end clients. Now, the second tip I want to give you is to make the sales conversation, when you're in that conversation with the client, you want to have it be about the result the client wants and not about your offer, okay? The amount of time you talk about your offer should be tiny compared to the amount of time that you want to be asking your client questions to really understand what they're going through, okay? You want to understand what the problem is, you want to understand what their vision is, and you want to help them see the gap between where they're at today and where they want to go and what it's going to take to bridge that gap and get where they want to go. I mean, that is really what you want to do in a sales call. And that is a massive service to give someone. You know, when someone shows up on a call, the reason they're there is they don't know how to get where they want to go. And a lot of times they don't really understand where they're at to begin with. It's like if you're in the desert and you don't know where you're at, and I give you a map and you can see, where the city is to get out, but you don't know where you are in that map, you're not going to be able to get there. You're probably going to run out of water and die before you get out of that desert, even with the map. So you need to know where you're starting from. And that's one of the biggest gifts that you can give someone in a sales conversation, whether they say yes or not, is to see where they are in relation to where they want to go. And so that they really have a clear picture of what it's going to take to get there. Okay. So you want the majority of that conversation to be about the client, the problem they're having, and the result that they want. The third key that will boost your confidence to attract high-end clients who cannot wait to pay you and to work with you is to create the offer from vision rather than from fear. Now, this is very closely aligned to the first point that I made here. But when I say vision, and when I'm talking about the offer from this perspective, it's making sure that you are offering things and you are solving a level of problem for a client that will actually also serve your needs as well, right? Whatever the vision is that you have for what your business is and does and the role it plays in your life. You want to be feeling like you're making a big impact with your gifts. You want to feel on purpose in your life. You want to feel a sense of fulfillment through your work. You want to love the people and the clients who you serve and support. And you want to be able to have a lifestyle. You want to have time to live your life as well, right? And design your business around your life. So what we often do is we will create a business that is does not reflect the true vision that we hold for ourselves. And so we if we come from scarcity or we're coming from fear, we might be putting together packages just kind of hoping that they sell, without really a lot of vision behind them and a lot of why behind them. And to give you an example, when I first started my business, I came up with a 4-week program that would help a parent to build confidence and self-esteem in their kid, in their child. And I got to tell you, it was an amazing program. Like with my beta group, the results we got in that program were just crazy. Like big bullying issues got resolved, right? So that's an example of where sometimes it doesn't take a long time to solve a big problem, right? But generally, my thought process around it was that I'll sell this program and it'll be 4 sessions, 4 60-minute sessions or 90-minute sessions. I can't remember which. And I charged $197. Now, I was just starting out. I had nobody on my list at the time. How many 197 programs was I going to have to sell to even be able to pay my bills to run my business, let alone have anything left over at the end of the day? A lot, right? And where was I going to find all those people when I didn't even have anyone on my list yet? So I was coming from a place of fear, thinking, well, people will maybe pay 197 for a 4-week program instead of really putting the true value on the program, which is like, if a child is being bullied and you solve that for them, that's a high value a proposition right there, right? So I really wasn't valuing myself at a level that was worthy of what I was offering, right? And it's because I was coming from fear. So you want to make sure that you are fully coming from a place of vision, abundance, and expansion when you create your packages and price them. The fourth key that will boost your confidence to attract high-end clients who cannot wait to pay you is you've got to be sold on you and your offer before you even want to think of trying to sell it to anybody else. You have to sell you first. If you are not sold on the price or on the actual offer, the package, what you're offering in that, or even your why for why you're doing it, or even sold on your ability to actually help someone get that result, it's going to be a slog to try to sell anybody else. You've got to be sold on you first. If you are so sold on your ability to help your ideal clients with what you offer, and you appropriately price that, and you really buy into the pricing as well, then it's all about the client. Then you are in complete service because you're not wrestling with those feelings of doubt and those feelings of uncertainty and questioning yourself or your programs, right? You can be free to be in total service to that client, and that is what attracts high-end clients. They want to be seen, heard, and they want service, right? We all do. We all want to be seen and we all want to be heard. But if you're messed up with your own stuff, you're not going to be in as much service as you could be to your clients. And then the last key that I want to share to boost your confidence and attract those high-end clients is you need to be aligned and confident in your value as a leader and as a coach. So this is similar to the last one I talked about, but there's another layer here, is to start seeing yourself as the leader that you are. If you are out there with a business, trust me, you're already a leader. Okay. Entrepreneurs are leaders because we're doing we're pushing the envelope. We're creating something from nothing. We're taking a lot of risks. I mean, you have to be a leader and have a lot of courage to be able to do that in the first place, and to have confidence and to have some level of belief in yourself, right? Because if you didn't have some level of those things, you wouldn't be this far. Okay. But when it comes to getting to that next level, you've got to see yourself as that higher level leader. And what can happen to a lot of people is we'll get to a certain level, and then when it comes to attracting a higher end client, we start questioning ourselves at that point then and doubting ourselves like, oh, can I really help that person? And the thing is, you absolutely can if you stay in your lane and focus on what is your genius zone, because not everybody has it. And no matter what kind of person you're targeting, there it doesn't matter like how much money they make or how much money they're willing to pay. If they have a problem and you are an expert in solving it, in their eyes, you're the leader, right? But you've got to own that leadership. You've got to own who you are and what your gifts are, and proudly stand for them out in the world and be seen, right? Shine that light and get out there and let those people see you. You've got to have that level of confidence in yourself. So start seeing yourself as the leader that you are. Start recognizing the value that you bring. What is your unique value? And feel confident in that. Lean on that. So many women coaches, and I'll say we, because I totally used to doubt this with myself as well, is that we doubt our credibility. Like we question our credibility. Like, am I really good enough? And then a lot of women will look on social media and they'll start comparing what they're seeing out there with themselves and somehow always deem themselves to not quite measure up, right? And the thing is, if you're looking outside of you to see if you measure up, you're never going to feel like you do. You've got to use yourself as your own measuring stick, okay? Are you measuring yourself up to the gifts that you actually have? Like, and when I say, are you measuring up to them, that means, are you out there sharing them? Are you giving them? Are you being in service with your gifts? That is your measuring tool. That is going to tell you if you are good enough, right? Because you are good enough, but are you stepping into it? Are you letting yourself step into it? And that can take work. And that's one of the things that I'm really good at helping people with. Okay. That is where my genius zone is helping people see their value, own their value, flip on their inner magnetism, and then get out there and shine their light bright so that ideal high paying clients can see them. So I hope this has been helpful today. If you want to join me next week, and I do hope you do, if you want to flip on your ability to magnetize high paying clients, then go grab the link for that. It's a 5-day workshop, Magnetize High Paying Clients. We're meeting 1 hour per day each day. It's at the same time every day. If you can't be there live with me, although I certainly hope you can, but if you can't for some reason and you still want to sign up, please do so, because there will be a free replay that will be available throughout our 5 days together. It goes away after that. However, there is an ability to upgrade to receive the replays for up to a year, for 12 months, so that you can listen and listen again. You're probably going to need to listen to them multiple times. I'm going to be sharing a lot of really good, rich material with you. So I hope you join me for that. Links down below. Magnetize high paying clients. Yes, you can. I'm going to teach you how next week. So that's what I want to share today. Until next time, be well. Bye for now. Jill Hope with I Shine Wealth.